This is a film about drugs, about taking drugs and getting off drugs. Nowadays, I don't drink or take drugs.
I wanted to give a big, amazing UK round of applause to Mr. Russell Brand.
I'm a little bit cool, a little bit of a twit, and I sort of think I'm Jesus.
10 years ago, though, I couldn't get enough of them.
It's all that area.
Cannabis, booze, acid, speed, coke, crack, smack, that's heroin. I took drugs every single day.
I remember you saying, in 6 months' time, you were going to be dead, in prison, or in a lunatic asylum.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that and thinking, oh, fucking hell, that sounds heavy.
I got clean at the age of 27.
We were like, oh, we're gonna change the world, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna have a TV show, wow. And within a year, we had a TV show.
So what if I do a brief dance for some broccoli?
Me and Martino had a half-ass hair-brain production company back when I was a junkie. This poor sod suffered horribly as my alcoholism and addiction accelerated my loopy behaviour.
Complete nudity has got to be worth, I'm thinking, a cauliflower, because I've got humorous testes and they resemble a cauliflower.
Wow, everything we wanted, we did it. And we were like, what, 25? And then suddenly, things didn't work anymore, and the ideas didn't come anymore. And you were just gone all the time, taking drugs. I found this. I went to my grandma's house where I'd hidden it away, just because it's one of those things that I just never wanted to see again.
I remember that flat. Like a little junkie. This is the thing where I know it's a disease. Whenever I see it, it doesn't matter that, like, I was sat there in that flat in Hackney and now I'm in the Savoy Hotel. I'm jealous of me then.
We were just completely lost, and we started being afraid of the fact that you could die.
And I remember being 8 o'clock in the morning, and I remember drinking a bottle of gin.
That morning you woke up and you're like, I gotta drink this, I gotta take this, and exploded everybody's life in one moment.
They sacked you as a result of that. And I know you lost your flat where you lived in Bethnal Green because you couldn't afford to pay for it anymore. And those consequences of my actions, you know, of which there's sort of so many, like just people, you know, like sort of what my mum would have gone through, you know, loads of, put my friends all through sort of so much. You've got no bridge to dealing with those kind of problems because the only problem you can contend with is I can't cope with being alive unless I have drugs, so what am I going to do? It's a greedy disease. It'll take everything. First it'll take your money, then it'll take your friends, then it'll take your family, your car, your house, then it's going to take bits of your body. And I used to in the end be scoring with people that had eyes missing and limbs missing. It's take it until it takes your life. It'll take everything until it's the last thing left, and you'll gladly give it that rather than give up the drugs. After 11 years of using drugs, my life was in chaos. I was broke, in debt, and unemployable. Fortunately, I met John Knoll, who physically forced me to go to rehab. There he is, look.
I'm tired, I'm in a bad mood.
You kept chucking that ball against my office wall, and I thought, he's going to be a real annoying fucker to work with, yeah? But he's good.
And you were wrong about the first thing, but you were right about the second. And I guess it was that your Christmas party, and I was using gear in the toilet. I was over the foil and everything. What's that, mate? Oh, fucking hell, is that heroin? Oh, you got a bit of a problem, haven't you? Do you know what I mean?
A bit of a roundabout.
Yeah, because I couldn't stop. I knew I couldn't stop. I didn't want to stop, really.
Then we ganged up on you, didn't they? You didn't then have a choice.
I remember this is the very chair, actually, that I was sat in and, like, you know, getting that information. You're a drug addict, it's serious for you, and if you don't stop now, in 6 months' time, you're going to be dead, in prison, or in a lunatic asylum. Do you want to come to treatment? I went, no way. And you went, fuck that, you're going. And that was it. That was the decision made.
So you didn't really have much of a choice. There weren't many options for you, except getting on the train to Bury St Edmunds.
Focus 12 is a charity rehab. I first entered this building in December 2002. You're happy I went in Focus, aren't you, Mum? What was it like when I was a drug addict?
Well, you're helpless. You want your child to be happy, and they're depressed, and you look so ill, skinny, not particularly clean, had no pride in your appearance or how you lived. It's heartbreaking as a mum when you've brought an innocent, beautiful little child into the world to see that happen.
Chip Summers, the man who runs it, told me the whole treatment process would take 7 weeks. That was a lie. It actually took 12. During this 3 months of hell, they tricked me into not using or drinking 1 day at a time.
I have your photograph from admission. You can see quite clearly that you're stoned.
This is a person on drugs.
Yes.
And, dare I say it, gorgeous.
No, I think you look rather gaunt and haggard, actually.
Do look at Emilio
You've got
Wiles.
very hooded eyes.
Arrived, confused, vulnerable, erratic, found it hard to stick to a timetable. Still happening.
You had gone into a life of dependency, and if you'd carried on like that, the end result of that lifestyle is really an absolutely shit existence. But whatever sort of joking around that you did, there was within you a real drive. You wanted to get better.
This is the group where you come in the morning and have to write your daily diary, and there's a rota and stuff, like people have to do jobs and contribute, and that's what like a lot of it is like sort of, I think it's learning again to behave socially and responsibly. I hated having to like, right, you've got to do this cleaning or something to that, but fuck off. But it's really good for you to learn them basic things. This garden's a lot better than when I was here as well. Oh, drug addicts there, don't film them, don't want their anonymity compromised, but a glance tells you we're talking about scum of the earth. It's weird because you know they only want to help you, but like you still sort of see them as adversaries, because really all you want to do is drink and take drugs. The last thing you want to do is like go, oh, I feel lonely and sad and I don't know how to talk to people and I'm angry and hurt. And that all they want to do is talk about that stuff the whole time. They're bringing that up consistently. So it's like someone prodding you in the most painful place, because you have to learn to deal with that stuff, because if you don't learn how to deal with that stuff, the only other solution is to drink and take drugs. That's the only solution. This is the arse end of the mollycoddling. Things like art therapy. Oh yeah, they still do art therapy here. They say to you, give examples of how drug addiction and alcoholism and behaviour has hurt other people. And you sort of go, no, probably never. And then you go, oh no, my mum! I learned the impact of my addiction on myself, the impact of my addiction on the people that I love, and the likely consequences of my continued using. I understood that for the first time. This very spot was where I sat when I, like, after 12 weeks, like, I was graduated. I was terrified of leaving, of going back to London. So grateful and happy, and overwhelmed by what, because it was, for me, like, when you're a drug addict, the idea of not taking drugs is inconceivable. But it's like such a profound spiritual change that takes place, because you're like, you're starting to integrate as a human being. All these things that you're not dealing with, like, initially come to the surface and it's terrifying and unsettling and awful. But like, once, you know, it's the beginning of a lifelong journey of doing things differently.